Hello everyone, hope everybody is having a great day. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my Instagram channel and this is my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Thank you. Today's video would be regarding the AQs and the ABQs, which you generally see as conditions on your OCT license. I would be reading the questions that have been asked in my DMs through my Instagram account, and I would be answering each and every question. I'll try to cover up everything that is related to these ABQs and the AQs. Let's start with our first question. Where do we see the conditions on our license? You receive a final email from the OCT, a big long email which states, congratulations, your OCT has been approved. You would see a full email with all the conditions mentioned, things that have been met, the requirements that haven't been met, and you would see the conditions that need to be fulfilled within 2 years or 5 years as per your license. And question is it mandatory to take AQs and ABQs? Yes, these AQs and ABQs are conditions on your license. When you complete those AQs and ABQs, only then your license would become permanent. Now, they have given you a timeline of 5 years to get these conditions fulfilled. Next is, can we apply for the jobs with these conditions on the license? Yes, we can apply for the jobs with the conditions on the license. A suggestion from my end would be get your ABQ, which is additional basic qualification. You would see it as get your junior or the senior done on your license, done as soon as possible, because usually a lot of boards, 80 to 90% of the boards do require 2 divisions on your license to apply for the jobs. This is how can we take admission in these courses? This is the most common question that is asked in the DMs. Just go on Google, search ABQ course. If you want to go for junior, search ABQ junior. If you want to go for senior, search ABQ senior. Whatever subject do you want to go for senior, search that. You would see lots of universities who are offering these courses. Just apply to the university you want to. The next question would be, should we go for junior or senior? Completely a personal choice. If you see yourself teaching the elementary students, please go for junior. If it's the other way around, you see yourself teaching the secondary students, please go for senior course. That being said, be very careful while choosing the course. When we talk about the junior course, be very careful while choosing the ABQ course. When we talk about the junior course, it's complete one course. It's not subject specific. You would just type in ABQ junior and you would see one course. When we talk about senior is subject specific. It could be senior chemistry, senior physics, senior bio, senior maths, and so on. Also, as per OCT, if you are, just giving an example, if you are given the division of intermediate maths, you cannot take senior maths to remove the condition from your license. You will be able to do senior maths later on in life, but to remove the condition, you have to choose a different subject than what you have been qualified for. I'll take my case. I was given intermediate maths, but for senior, I wasn't able to take senior maths. Again, my interest was in chemistry, so senior chemistry was something I wanted to do. But while you are choosing your senior, please make sure the subject is a little different, completely different from what you have been qualified for in the intermediate. Next question is, what to expect in these courses? Now, these courses are online courses. Usually you would see a lot of assignments and discussion posts and all that stuff while working on these courses. Yes, these courses would be time consuming, I would say, so plan accordingly. That would be one of my suggestion. When I did my ABQ junior, I did it through Queen's University. So the university, they used to post the material. We were given a time frame of 1 week. We have to get all that stuff done and it closes down. Then they again post new material for the other week. We have to get it done. We don't have to get it online, or there were not any online classes that we have to attend, and we just had to submit that stuff, and it was just going on and on and on. Again, I did my special education course as well. That was in the blended format, where there were synchronous as well as asynchronous classes as well. So while you're choosing, please see what format are you opting for. So usually in 70 to 80% of the courses, you would see that there are almost asynchronous classes rather than the synchronous one. Again, there would be different options while you're selecting the course. Next question would be, which university is better than the other? I would say every university is the same when it comes to getting these AQs and the ABQs done. Yes, you would see different experiences, you would see different opinions, so you could choose accordingly. If I talk about my own personal experience, I had experience with Queen's, Trent and York University. You might go for other university as well, completely a personal choice, I would say. Next question is, what is the cost of these courses? You would see the cost for these courses would be around $680 to $690 per course. Next is, does the board reimburse the course fee? Usually almost 90% of the boards, they do reimburse the fee. Now the percentage could be different. Some boards could reimburse 40, 50, 60, 70, 90 or 100% as well. I haven't seen 100%, but 90 to 95%, yes, they do reimburse the fee. That being said, now the eligibility could be different depending on the position. Are you an OT, an LTO, or the perm teacher within that school board? Also, a suggestion from my end would be, even if you haven't got the job, please get your ABQ done. And when it comes to AQs, the additional qualification, maybe you can wait for your job, or to get into some school board, and then you can start those courses, because then you'll be eligible for some of the reimbursement of those AQ courses. But when it comes to ABQ, like the juniors or the seniors, for example, please get it done as soon as possible, even if you have to spend that $690 from your pocket. That's what I did when I was supposed to do these courses. The next question is, do these courses increase the salary? When we talk about the salary part, the AQs and the ABQs have no role when it comes to OT positions. As per the OT position, you do have your salary per day. Let's talk about the LTO and the perm positions. Now, when it comes to LTO and perm positions, you do have to submit the QECO, QACO evaluation, to your board. Let's say you are on A3 level as per the QACO evaluation, and you have to, the maximum is A4. So as per your discussion with OCT, I would say just have a discussion with them. They might suggest you some AQs or the ABQs that might take you to A4 rather than getting a full-fledged Masters of Education done. So these conversations would be with OCT, I would say. But again, yes, it does increase the salary. Again, cases are different for different people, I would say. Question is, what is the timeline of these courses, and can I take these courses while working full-time? Yes, you can take these courses even while you're working full-time. Again, it depends on your personal and your professional life, I would say, because these courses, yes, they are time consuming, so you would need that time frame to get these courses done. The second was the timeline question. As per the timeline of these courses have different timeline throughout the year. It could be, the similar course could be for 1 month, it could be for 2 months, it could be for 3.5 months as well. It depends on when do you want to take the course. So you could check the university website to see the timeline of these courses. Question is, do we inform OCT when we are done with the course? In most cases, the university, they do inform the OCT that you are done with your course, and they will get it updated on your license. It does take something around 1 month to 2.5 months, depends on the university, depends on the course, depends upon a lot of factors though. But usually what I have experienced, when I did the ABQs, the university directly informed the OCT. But when I did the AQs, I was the one who filled the form, which was provided by that's a general form, but it was provided by my teacher, and we had to submit that form under our OCT account. So those were my experiences. Your experience could be a little different than what I experienced. Please go ahead and mention in the comment section so that everybody could benefit from it. The next question is, can I take more than one AQ or ABQ at the same time? I'll speak from my own experience. You can take 2 ABQs within the same university or AQs within the same university at one time. I guess if you try to take more than 2 courses, the university does not allow that, but I believe if you take 2 courses in one and maybe one in another, you will be able to do that as well. Now, that being said, taking 3 courses at one time would be too much of work, too much of workload, and it's going to be really time consuming. I would say 2 courses at one time is still okay to take, but do not go beyond 2 courses. Again, completely your personal decision on what you want to do. Question is, which AQ should I select? Completely a personal choice. The AQ is just going to remove the condition from your license. You won't see that course being added on your license. Just an example, if you are done with, I'm talking about ABQ, junior or senior, you would see that on your license later on. But if you do any AQ, you would see the conditions get removed. Your 5 conditions would reduce to 4, 3, 2, 1, and so on, but you won't see that course on your license. So completely your choice, which AQ course do you want to do. You just have to check the prerequisites before taking those courses and get those courses done. These are all the questions that were asked regarding AQs and the ABQs. I would give some suggestions from my end as well. You would see other conditions too on your license. One of the condition is MPT. The timeline for MPT is 2 years. You could even give MPT while your license is in process, and even if you have received your license, the timeline is 2 years. Whereas the timeline for the other conditions, that is 5 years. Let's talk about one more condition. You might see a condition called practicum days. It could be 20, complete your 20 practicum days, or 30 or 40 or so on. For that particular condition, I would give a suggestion. You could wait for your job, because that particular condition could only be fulfilled with a paid job. So once you're working as a teacher, if under private school or public school, you just have to submit that to OCT and get that condition done. So these would be some of the suggestions from my end. I hope I was able to answer each and every question that you guys have been asking related to ABQs and AQs. Please let me know if you have any other question related to this topic. I'll be more than happy to answer. What other videos do you want to see through my YouTube channel? Please suggest, and yeah, I'll try my level best. Take care, everybody. Good luck for your future jobs, and keep working hard. Thank you.